Highways are metal roads connecting distant places. So one character of the highways is that they are metal roads because these roads are very important roads. They are usually and always metal. Metal means pakka roads, and they are constructed in such a way that vehicular movement may be unobstructed. As such, they are 80-meter wide, right? With separate lanes, bridges, flyovers, and dual carriageway to facilitate uninterrupted traffic flow. In developed countries, every city and port is linked through highways. This we have also tried to achieve. The golden quadrilateral, if you see, is an example of the same. And why all these bridges, etc., are made and why flyovers are made so that the speed may not be reduced and the vehicular traffic may be able to reach fast and may so that is exactly what you can see here, the highways. And in North America, the total highways, if you see, is 0.6 km per square kilometer, and every place, if you see, is 20-kilometer distance from the highway, right? Cities located on Pacific and the West Atlantic coast. Here you can see the roads existing on, this is the eastern side, if you see, and this is the western side. Sun rises in the east, east is this side. That is why you remember that from Gulf of St. Lawrence till this particular end island, there is a very important road that is going, and that road goes all the way through the industrial regions of the Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Toronto, and it goes on and on and on. And you can see it reaches, crosses the uh, mountains there, and these are the Rocky Mountains. And after crossing it, it reaches the extreme other end, California, right? Los Angeles, near to the Los Angeles, and then Vancouver, Seattle. All these areas are connected, east and west. Both of them are connected. Here in front of you, you can see USA. North of USA, you can see Canada, and then you can also see Mexico. These are the two other states. And if you see this road from Mexico, it goes straight through USA and reaches Winnipeg. We, it's not very clear, but yes, this particular part of Canada. So this means from Canada, and even this area is near to Canada. If you have the clearance, you can easily go. And this is the these are the roads. Another road, if you can see, uh, San Francisco, and it goes straight. You can see. So east to west, north to south. This one is connecting to other countries also, and is also called as the Pan American Highway. Pan American Highway is connecting South America, countries of South America, Central America, USA, and Canada. So this is the advantage of the Pan American Highway, right? Why it is connecting South America, Central America, and USA and Canada. Then in the same way, in Australia also, a very important road exists, right? And What is the advantage of this? It's connecting Melbourne, and it is called the Continental Shirt Highway, connecting Darwin in the northeast, and uh, this road we will also show you just now. So if you see the Transcontinental Short Highway, it is connecting Darwin. Darwin is here, and it says and Melbourne. So Melbourne is here, right? And so this is a very important highway. The name is Transcontinental Sturt Highway. So Darwin, the north coast, and uh, Melbourne, that's here, right? In the same way, from Perth to Sydney also there's a line that exists, right? Now here there is a railway line that exists from Perth to Sydney. You must have studied about that, है ना? So then we come to Russia, and so here you can see in Russia there is an important highway, Mo Mas Moscow Vladivostok highway. Now this is Moscow, and here is Vladivostok. Here you had seen a railway line also in the past, so you can see even some of the area Irkutsk. This is a part of the railway line also. You had seen done the map work. In that map work, you had seen this Irkutsk, है ना? And even Chitta was mentioned in the railway line route. This means they must be going side by side, right? So then if we come to China, we also find that there are some highways. The new highway link from, so here you can see from Chengdu to Lhasa. Here is Lhasa near to Tibet, and you can see there's a, you can travel all through this till this particular place. And this is one highway that has been constructed by China. Yes, here you can see National Highway 7, very important. From Kanyakumari it goes, and you can see it is going till Varanasi. So from UP to Kanyakumari, this is NH7. So if you from Varanasi, if you take it, it will lead you directly to Kanyakumari. Then in the same way, I want to show you one more Indian highway. You can see the golden quadrilateral. The importance of golden quadrilateral is that it is a motorable road, metallic road, and very good, well-maintained road. From Delhi, you can go directly to Mumbai via the golden quadrilateral, right? It's a very good highway maintained by the government, and this road then moves on further. It goes to this particular port, then it moves to another port, Chennai. Then again it moves from there to another port, Visakhapatnam. From there, it again moves to another port, Kolkata. All right. So all the national, old existing national highways have been broadened to convert them into the golden quadrilateral. Okay. So this is how we have understood golden quadrilateral, and just before that, I had shown you the National Highway 7. You can see, so both of them have been understood by. So whenever it comes to roadways, what do we railways we have come to now. Railways, if you look at it, it is a moving on the land, है ना? And what are the two things it carries? Goods and passengers. In place of goods or bulky goods, which is written here, even freight word is also used for goods because these are heavy goods. That is why bulky goods or freight. And then passenger. Now, what are the different uh, gauges between the gauge or which is there? If you try to understand what is a gauge, it is the distance between the two railway lines. One is broad gauge, standard gauge, meter gauge, and smaller gauge. So broad gauge is 1.5, standard is 1.44, meter is 1 meter, and smaller gauges may be smaller than 1 meter, right? And in UK, it is the standard gauge that is being used. Further, you can see commuter trains are important. There's a question. Uh, what are the things carried by railways? Goods and passengers. What are the different type of gauges? You have already got four of them. Then what are commuter trains? Commuter trains are the trains used for commuting, just like Delhi Metro we have in the same way. In world, they are very popular in UK, USA, Japan, and India, right? In Europe also we find that there's a dense network, and the advantage of Europe, if you want to mark, you should mark that, is that their most dense railway network of the world is existing in Europe, right? And so there can be a question on this also. Okay, name the place where you have got the maximum, uh, most dense network, and the answer will be the continent of Europe. And in continent of Europe, if you see, most of the roads are double or multiple tracked. This means there may be more than two tracks. That is multiple track. Double track means two tracks, one for going, one for coming. Just like in Delhi Metro, on one particular side the trains are coming, on the other side they are always going. So that is double track, right? Then important centers are like London, Paris, Brussels, Milan, Berlin, Warsaw. They are all important places where you can see uh, this railways are very important. Then comes a very important question, that is underground. Now, underground railways are from London to Paris and they are maintained by the Eurotunnel group. It connects England and London with Paris.